Hello Drive Radio fans, Richard Rush here with the 2015 Audi A3. This is their luxury sedan. This is all new, brought into the American market. Really think you all will enjoy this car. This is the long review of this car. I have one of our shop mechanics, Jeremy, behind the camera. Thank you for doing this today, Jeremy. But as we get into the Audi, and as you kind of come around the side, I will point out one thing real quick here. Audi has done something completely different with these headlights for this car specifically. Wish we could kind of show them to you all, and it's hard to do with the sun the way it is today, but it gives it almost an eyebrow look. Some of the other reviewers commented that same way. So really it is kind of one in its own. The lines are really nice. I had several people comment, and some of you know Volkswagen and Audi are the same company. This car really looks like a Volkswagen kind of car, not in a bad way, in a very good way, in the sense that it has very slick lines, gives it a very young feel. This car is marketed to my generation, the 19, 20-year-old. It was just, for some people, they're like, wow, $30,000 for that. Well, for some of the successful business, straight out of college business students or oil students, whatever you want to say, this car is perfect for them, and it goes all the way up to the 35 range. In fact, Audi actually had a specific marketing plan for the A3. They told dealers exactly how to do it, what to do, what type of music to play, what kind of drinks to offer, where they needed to have the parties, whether it was a dealership or whether it was at an off-site location. So this car, Audi has put a ton of marketing, ton of advertising into this. Part of the reason is because they think that it can be a big seller. It is the entry level. You're getting a lot of car for just over $30,000, which is this base price. But as we get into some of the more of the features, I will point out this feature, and Jeremy, if you can kind of get up close here, is the sunroof on this black model blends right into the car. You don't even hardly notice that this sunroof is there, which isn't a big deal, but just something that's kind of cool to where you can literally look at this car, not know it has a sunroof, and then pull it back open if you want it. But overall, really did enjoy this car. Has a great feel to it, great drivability. As we get to the back, once again, I love Audi's use of the LEDs. I mean, it gives it such a distinct look out on the road. This car it is the Quattro, as you can see here, as Jeremy's kind of getting on the tail lights, which means that's Audi's version of the all-wheel drive. The front-wheel drive version of this car is literally right at that $30,000 mark, and then the Quattro starts out about the 32 or about the 33 range, the high 32s. So overall, really is this car, and I know it's hard to see on this side, so we'll kind of try and stay right here. But there's several packages that you can add on here. Driver assistance, power passenger seats. And some people are thinking, wow, power passenger seats for a 2015 car? Yes, Audi has designed this car for the driver to be a fun car to drive around. It's not meant to be unless you add the options, it's not meant to be that $50,000 car that you use. So with that being said, let's go ahead and take this on the road, take the driving portion, see how it goes, and we'll come back and do the interior. Hello Drive Radio fans, we're here at the driving portion of the 2015 Audi A3, and we're going to kind of go over some of the interior features real quick. One thing I will point out, and it's kind of hard to see, is this sunshade. It's not your typical, when I pull the sunroof back, it doesn't pull the shade back with it, which is really nice. So if you still want the air, the breeze, the fresh air to get in, you can do that without all the bugs and all that stuff. But if you still want to pull it back, you can see the sunroof is open. You're seeing clouds, I know right now, but overall really is a kind of a nice feature for that. You don't have to necessarily have to pull back the shade to do anything. But as we get into the extra interior features of the car right here, one thing I will point out as we head into reverse, and you can't see it, is they don't have the rear view camera pictured on here yet. It's part of the driver assistant package. It's a little bit extra, and I know that was one of the downers, is it's a little bit weird of a setup for that. And once again, we know it's coming up here in the near future, the government's going to mandate rear view cameras. So overall, as we kind of get going, we're going to do our best to show you how this car actually drives. So as we kind of go into here, I'm going to put the car in sport mode, and Jeremy's going to kind of lean in his seat a little bit, and I'm going to get on the gas, and you can kind of feel it throws you back there really quick. So as we kind of get up here and slow down again, and as we kind of drive, we're gonna have to do some, you gotta put your seatbelt on, because it's gonna beep at me. So we'll have to splice that part together. Just keep rolling, it's fine. Sorry. No, it's fine. I do the same thing too. I tell my dad has to remind me all the time. This thing is pretty zippy. It is, so then kind of here, so come back to me real quick, and we'll just do that part again. So fans, like I said, the driver assistant package is definitely an added feature on here. You have to pay a little bit extra. I believe it's in the $1,400 range to throw that on, which will add the rear view camera as well as a couple other features. But as we get into the driving portion here, I'm going to have Jeremy kind of lean forward into this, and we're going to do our best to show you what it is like for this turbo. So the acceleration is a little bit slow, and then when you kicks that turbo in, you are thrown back into your seat. That wasn't really an exaggeration. We try and do our best to show you that, but this car does have some zip. It does get up and go. This is the second of the two engine options. They do offer a 1.8 liter. This is the 2 liter engine turbo. But overall drivability is great. Handling is awesome. I know it's kind of hard to see from while Jeremy's doing that. One thing I will point out, and as we're kind of heading down this hill here, Jeremy, if you can kind of show this, I do like how this is situated. It takes a little bit to get used to as far as the controls go here, but as you're driving, it gets relatively simple, and with the screen being front and center where it's at, it's relatively simple to maneuver the cursor or the actual infotainment system. It's nice if you, and it does actually it discourage you, but it does allow you to do, see, it says for safety reasons don't enter data while driving, but it does allow you to do it just in case. So if literally I just wanted to draw the letters, I can draw them right here. Oh. And it will actually talk to me, versus when I'm stopped, as we'll show you in the interior portion, it doesn't talk to you. But overall, really do like this car. Love the Audis. Love this infotainment. It doesn't offer as many amenities as some of its competitors do, but then again, you're also getting an Audi car, a car that's going to get you, honestly, on the highway, probably close to 35, 36 miles per gallon. We did average about 27, 28 miles to the gallon, and for the amount of money, which is just over $30,000, you're going to get a lot of car for that money. The interior features, some people would say they're lacking. For me, as a driver, I drive a lot of my time by myself. I still have a full eight-way adjustable seat on my end. The passenger seat, that is an extra charge, but overall, really did enjoy this car. That being said, let's head back for the interior portion. We'll wrap up the review. All right, fans, we are back from the driving portion. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Once again, we always wish that you could come with us, but we always say go out and drive the cars yourself. Otherwise, you're not going to know what the car is like. Maybe it drives well to us, but it doesn't drive for you the way that you want it. So always go out and test drive your car, whether it be this car, a truck, a SUV, whatever it is. Go ahead and test drive it yourself. But with that being said, let's look at the trunk on this A3. Some people have comments in some of the reviews I've read, and we always kind of read those just to see what other people have said. As they say it's a little smaller. In my opinion, they have shortened this car down. You've lost some back seat space, which I'll show you in a second, and you've lost some trunk space, and I know it's hard to see, especially in this lighting. And we'll put the exact figures with the window sticker on the site so you can check that out. But overall, I mean, it's got enough room for probably about 2 carry-ons or so. Jeremy was just commenting on it. The light that's there, it does have a light for you in the dark. So you can see, but really is, I mean, it's not meant to be a full-size, a large Audi A7 or for example. So this car is meant to be a smaller, for quick trips around town, for a smaller family, that sort of thing. So you're not gonna have a lot of luggage. One thing I do like is when you do press the trunk button, and actually we will show you that here. I'll kind of show you. It does open up automatically for you. You just hit it, and it will open up all the way, so you don't have to hit it. And I know some of the complaints we've had in the past with some other cars is they don't always open up all the way. So a nice feature. As we head into the back seat here, I am going to show you the legroom that kind of people are commenting on. And I'm 5'10", doesn't have a ton of headroom and doesn't have a ton of legroom. This seat is pretty far back. You can see the passenger seat isn't quite as far. Doesn't have a lot of legroom. What Audi has done is made little spots for the knees right here, so you can kind of fit in. It doesn't have vents in the back. Once again, it's not meant to be luxurious for your passengers. It's meant to be a solid car, an Audi car, a luxury sedan for just over $30,000. So as we hop back here up in the front, I'm gonna have Jeremy kind of run around to the other side real quick. And so as we kind of hop in here, I will point out one thing, and I'll start the car as we kind of, just to show you a few features. It is, and as Jeremy kind of gets in the car in a second, you'll see it's pretty bland in here. There's not a lot of high-tech features that you can see right now. On this dash, it does give you the single climate control, so on and so forth. And I'll actually kind of start it up here real quick, and you can see that the actual, you can see that the navigation system, that the screen comes out of the car. And then there's actually a button right here that you can put it back in if you don't want it for whatever reason. If you're just driving, you're listening to music, you don't need it, push it back up once again and it comes back out. So overall, really do enjoy this car. The inside features, as we kind of did in the driving portion, the steering wheel doesn't have the paddle shifters. That comes on the sport package, which is definitely an option I would probably highly recommend. Unfortunately, we weren't able to test it, but overall really did enjoy it. On your typical controls are here, your volume, you're selecting. We averaged in this car, and I forgot to mention this earlier, and we did mention it in the driving portion, but we averaged about 29 miles to the gallon, about 36 on the highway, and about 26 or so in the city. Overall, really good mileage for this car. It's a turbo, gets up and goes, once again, which we could show you that more in the actual portion. But overall, really did like this car. I will show you one thing real quick. I know this will be a little bit longer of a review, but as you go into the navigation system and I type in the destination, and Jeremy, if you can kind of show them the screen, we're going to kind of do this, but if I go to the street, it's going to ask me, if you can see right here, I know it's hard to see, but you can actually start drawing stuff. So I'm going to draw an R, so an H. So it's a little, you have to get better at just kind of drawing on it. But HR, A, Z, for example. It really is a awesome system to use. And one thing about this, we actually had the BMW X5 that we reviewed. This is actually a matte finish versus a glossy finish, so you don't get fingerprints. You don't have to worry about your hands being sweaty, sticky, whatever. It will recognize it no matter what. So that being said, hopefully you enjoyed this review. Thanks for tuning in. As always, we have all of our reviews posted on our website, drive-radio.com, as well as our YouTube page, Drive Radio. Just type in the search bar. All of our videos, short and long, are there. We're also live every Saturday from 10 a.m. until 1 p.m. on 560 The Source. If you're in the Denver market, tune in. If not, head to the TuneIn app, and you can check us out there, or head to 560thesource.com. You can check us out. That being said, this is the 2015 Audi A3 luxury sedan.